On this episode, we'd like to talk about a brand new program that the fire department's just launched, which is called our Advanced Paramedic Program. So a little bit about San Angelo Fire Department. We've done this on a previous episode, Joe. We talked about San Angelo Fire, where we have about 185 personnel, and everyone is trained the same, to the same level.
Yes.
Everyone is a firefighter and a paramedic.
Yep.
Obviously, San Angelo Fire Department, anytime you see a San Angelo Fire Department fire truck or ambulance, they're manned with the same personnel trained to the same level.
Right.
And that's a very high level. Obviously, our guys are trained well. They're trained often by you most of the time. So they are extremely qualified, and our citizens are very well protected. So this advanced paramedic program is exactly what it sounds like. It's taking that training and expanding on it, and giving some specific training, high quality training to create some higher trained individuals inside our already stellar
Trying
program.
to provide a higher level of care.
Yes, yes. So a little bit about our EMS system, for those of you that don't know. So I said everyone's a firefighter, paramedic. Paramedic in the pre-hospital setting is the highest certification that you can hold. So we've got the highest trained people pre-hospital that we possibly can. The way that our EMS system works is we have a doctor that serves as our medical director.
Yes.
And all EMS systems do, all pre-hospital EMS systems do. So what that medical director is charged with is providing training for his individuals, as well as providing really instructions for us.
Yes.
And those are literally printed in a book in the back of the ambulance. If Joey, if you show up to somebody that's breathing, maybe having some issues breathing, there's literally kind of like this instructional manual on, yes. Obviously you know how to do the skills and you know how to perform all the stuff, but this doctor has said, hey, if you show up and someone's having trouble breathing, do this, 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 and this.
Some guidelines of what he would
Absolutely.
expect.
Someone's involved in a car wreck, do this, 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 and this. So someone's having chest pain, do this, this, this.
Yes.
So the medical director is the most important, other than the paramedic providing the care, they are the most important person really of your EMS system.
They're leading the parade. Yes,
we have had some wonderful medical directors for San Angelo Fire.
Yes,
we've been well trained for 20, 30 years. I've had 3 medical directors in my almost 14 years. They've all been wonderful.
Yes.
But we have a new one.
Yes.
We have a new one. His name is Kelly Koenig. Dr. Koenig is an employee at Shannon. He's an emergency physician for Shannon Medical Center. And he is also the medical director for AirMed.
Yes, he is.
The helicopter here in town, which we're going to talk a little bit about AirMed. But, as I say, San Angelo Fire Department, we're our paramedics are highly trained. The helicopter sees a different type of patient, usually a little bit more critical. Yep. And I would say as far as pre-hospital in our area, they're probably they're elite. I guess we should say.
I think that's a good word for it.
I know, Joey, do you work for AirMed?
I have the privilege and the honor.
How long have you been at AirMed?
I've been at AirMed for 22 years.
22 years, as long as I've been alive.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I worked briefly at AirMed. I can tell you they are unbelievable. When you start talking about pre-hospital settings, what their personnel do pre-hospital before you get to the hospital, before you get to the doctor is literally unbelievable, and they do it while they're flying in the air. It's just
one of the things that we say at AirMed is we are not trying to get you to the ER. We're trying to bring the ER to you. And with this new advanced paramedic program that we have here at the fire department, we're trying to do some of that, where you're not having to wait to get some of these advanced procedures, this advanced care, till you get to the ER. We're trying to start bringing some of that ER to you. Well,
I'm talking about, August 1st is when, was it August 1st when Dr. Koenig took over?
I believe it was August 1.
Yeah. So he took over, and and to expand on AirMed, a lot of San Angelo firefighters double time, work for San Angelo Fire and for AirMed.
Yes.
They're basically manager at AirMed, former San Angelo firefighter.
Oscar Luz, man, I tell you what, one of the best paramedics I've ever.
One of the best we had here.
I'm telling you,
and now
we
he's
hated to
doing
lose him in the fire department, but I respect what he's doing, and a great individual. And so much of this advanced program is he's doing the training,
yes.
And he is. I'm telling you, he is one of the most proficient airway technicians I have ever seen, yep. And he is just so generous, donating his time, yep. Donating equipment. What can we do to help? How can we get your guys trained up? Just it has been endless, the giving from AirMed.
Well, that was really, when we are here in a second, we're going to explain about our advanced paramedic program. That's really kind of the spearhead of it all, is we've got, basically all those pieces fell into place. We got a new medical director that is the medical director at AirMed. He works as a physician at Shannon at the ER where all of our patients go. And we've got a former San Angelo firefighter that is running
all the pieces
AirMed.
are starting to come together, and
They
it's yeah.
Well, I know this is the Advanced Paramedic Program is something. This has been something that Joey and I, in our roles at San Angelo Fire Department, have been kind of building in the background, I guess you so to say. And like you said, it's something. It's kind of been, I don't want to say a dream, but it's definitely been in the works, and it's something that we've talked about for a long time. And like you said, all the pieces have now fit into the right spot, and it is up and running. I mean, we're literally going with this thing. So to talk a little bit about our Advanced Paramedic Program, what it is. What we did is we went to our San Angelo Fire Department personnel. We explained that we were going to create this Advanced Paramedic Program and basically, give some individualized, specific expertise training in certain areas that are only going to make their pre-hospital care of these patients improve. And it was a volunteer program. There was no financial incentive for this. Nope. Lots of their own time, lots of volunteering of their own time. I can tell you, 911 is busy. San Angelo Fire Department is an incredibly busy fire department. So a lot of times asking for extras is not always easy to do. Yeah. A lot of times people volunteering to do extra is not always easy to do because they're already really busy. They are. That was one of our, when we built this idea, that was one of the things we were kind of worried about is how many people are going to volunteer to do a bunch of extra.
We're going to have enough to do it, We had
to turn people away.
We had twice as many volunteers, more than twice as many as we had spots to begin with.
So we talked about, being able to, and we're going to talk about this, but doing a lot of training right alongside AirMed. So space is limited. Mm-hmm. The deal is a lot of these things do cost money to be able to provide the training aids and the classes. So the space and the amount of advanced paramedics we can have was limited to an amount. So we put that out hoping that we met that number, and we got double that number and had to tell people no and turn people away. So it just kind of goes to show that our own highly trained personnel are just wanting to do more and wanting to do more.
I was very impressed with our guys to have so many, and I just can't wait for the program to expand and get bigger so that we can have all the guys.
And that is the goal. The goal is we start small, we build some, a little bit of prestige within our own, and as people start seeing, how we're helping patients and what these advanced paramedics are being able to do right along. I think when guys are riding on the ambulance and looking at this advanced paramedic and getting to see, oh man, I want to be able to do that too. And I think our goal is to expand and have a lot more than just the ones we have. But kind of the way we did this is, the goal was, so those of you who don't know, San Angelo Fire Department has 3 shifts, an A, B, and C shift. And every day on those 3 shifts, or on each shift, there's about 6 ambulances per day that are available for 911 calls. So what we did is we strategically picked these people, spread out equally on those 3 shifts and spread out equally among the stations in those ambulances, so that really the likelihood of you getting one of these advanced paramedics on your call, your 911 call, or your ambulance call, are the best possible.
Trying to get an advanced paramedic in as many districts as we can every day, so that when you call, like I said, that somebody there is with the advanced skills.
Yes. So we talked about, so that's kind of what it looks like. 5 to 6. It's about 5 to 6 personnel per shift. And so now that we've got them picked, we got them volunteered. They volunteered. We picked. We've decided who's going to do it. Now, how do we make them advanced? And again, this is where AirMed comes in. We just recently, Joey and I, and we brought in some training on some of the equipment that we carry, and basically brought in some subject matter experts.
Yes, we did.
And we went to not only just the advanced, but we went to all of our personnel and gave some very in-depth, this is how you do it, this is why you do it, this is what, something that probably we haven't done really in a long time.
We haven't done near enough of, I'm telling you, and the response not only from the guys but from the people that we brought in, these subject experts. Whenever they were leaving, they were like, "Man, I wish everybody would do this." They said, "This is great training."
Well, and the deal is, it's hard to do. 180 to get 185 people proficient in a skill that's coming from a subject matter expert. Why, when, and how to do it is hard to do.
It is hard.
And we got it done.
Work
we got it done.
And that's part of the program and part of the The challenge of it is we have to make it manageable in the beginning. This program, as we build it, it has to be manageable, and that's not an easy thing to do, just to rush in and, oh, we're going to make everybody an advanced paramedic. We have to start small and work our way up.
Well, and the thing is it needs to be done right. They need to be done right. They need to be trained correctly. We want them to be the subject matter expert.
Right. Yes,
we want them to be able to stand up in all of our personnel and then give the training.
Yes.
So we talked about the medical director, and the medical director provides protocols and those which gives us kind of instructions on what to do. So one of the things that we've done right away with this new medical director and now these advanced paramedics is looked at our protocols and looked at those instructions and kind of maybe expand those instructions for these advanced paramedics.
Yes.
So one thing is not just giving them permission to do it, but is giving them the training and the knowledge on why they're doing it, when to do it, and how to do it. We've got to train them, and that's where our medical director comes in, and AirMed. AirMed, with them being as prestigious as they are in the pre-hospital setting, they are receiving that training. They're going to Cadaver Labs. They're going to, Oscar, their director, just his instruction alone. They are receiving classes about airway management, if you're having trouble breathing and them having to do, some of the things that they're getting are just far exceed what we can provide in a fire department setting.
I tell you, Mason, I just feel so blessed, fortunate to be in the position that we are right now and the way things are lining up. The Cadaver Lab, you mentioned that. That's a very, very expensive class to put on. That is a very expensive class. And AirMed said, hey, listen, why don't you bring some of your guys, bring your advanced paramedics. We're not going to charge you. Where you can come and get the same training we're getting with our medical director, with Dr. Koenig, and we're not going to charge you a dime. Just come and get your guys as trained up as they can be. That's very, very generous.
And talking about the Cadaver, I'm sorry to cut you off. Talking about the Cadaver Lab, when we talk about a Cadaver Lab, through school, when we're attaining our certifications, we work, we practice on mannequins and we practice on simulations. There is nothing, and I'm going to tell you, the first time you get an ambulance or you're actually working or treating a patient, it's not like that mannequin. It's not ideal. It's not perfect. It's very imperfect. And really, your success and their outcome depends on you being able to get around those imperfections. Yes. So to be able to go to a Cadaver Lab and train on the real thing and see the anatomy and see why you're doing it and where you're doing it and what it looks like and being able to see what's happening, for lack of a better word, on the inside of what,
that's
see,
well put.
It is unbelievable.
Well, to me, it's kind of like to read about something is one thing, to put your hands on it and do it is another, and this is put your hands on it and do it, and there's no better way to learn than.
So obviously, probably the biggest part of this advanced paramedic program is the training. One of the things that Joey and I have also, and in help with EMS liaison at Shannon is putting together some her name's Chelsea Zipper, putting together some, we really are building a team, a cohesive team kind of between the hospital and with Shannon and San Angelo Fire Department and AirMed to be able to build this pretty cool pre-hospital.
I'm excited for where it's headed.
It's pretty amazing.
One of the classes that Oscar's going to come teach for us it's called a dirty airway, and you should see this thing. And Oscar actually built it, and it is a mannequin that will vomit on it. And so that's one of the aspects whenever you're trying to intubate somebody that happens, and how to clear an airway of blood or vomitus or debris. And
you can't get the airway if that stuff's in the way.
You can't do it. Yeah. So the training that he put together, that he's been taken out, has changed the way that even many physicians do this now. They've asked him to take this class all across the state to show people this advanced technique, and so to have that kind of training that be afforded to us and be available to us, it's awesome. Can't ask for better.
That is awesome. Well, and that really is the cornerstone of this advanced paramedic program. We can carry lots of cool equipment and lots of cool toys, but if they don't know why they're doing it and when to actually do it and then how to perform it, that's just, and getting to go to the Cadaver Lab and work alongside, the AirMed crew, and both of us be instructed by one medical director, by one physician, is just, I think the goal there is that it doesn't look any different. I
That's
think,
right.
The long-term goal is the people that you're getting on the helicopter are also riding around in the ambulances and providing EMS for cities.
Kind of like for those lines between the two to become blurred.
Yep.
That it's more of a seamless flow when we transition from handing the patient off from San Angelo Fire Department off to AirMed, then to the hospital.
That is huge. We have added, we have been able to, with our administration, being very supportive of
Yes.
us putting this together.
Yes.
Our administrative chiefs, we kind of presented this idea, and it was absolutely, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
Yep.
Having to be pretty inventive in our budgets
Yes.
to be able to get, video of things that we've added is a video laryngoscope. Joey was talking about a dirty airway. Sometimes when someone's having trouble breathing, we have to sometimes put a tube in their trachea to be able to assist the breathing. We've been able to purchase a video to be able to, see down it. I mean, it's just some of the stuff that we're being able to do. Really is it's stuff that happens in big EMS systems, big cities, things that where money is not that much harder to do. We're getting to start out small, but we are. San Angelo Fire is growing.
It really for a ground service, I'm telling you,
Yes.
To have video laryngoscopy on your units, that's big, and it's not just 1 or 2 units. All of our ambulances got those.
Yep.
When administration says that they support the idea, they're behind it, that's great. But when they start putting money in there to show how supportive they are, that's getting behind it.
Well, I think the most important part, Joey working for San Angelo Fire for 20 plus years and working for AirMed for 20 plus years is obviously this. He and all of San Angelo Fire, we really care about the citizens of San Angelo and the Concho Valley, and it's about providing good care and giving them the best outcome. Mitigating their emergency and fixing whatever needs to be fixed. When the whole point of this program is not just to have a bunch of people be able to have cool toys and do cool things. It's about saving people's lives, that's literally what's hanging in the balance sometimes when we go on these calls. What starting with what we already do really well, what San Angelo Fire already does really well, is be able to provide high quality care. This only gets better and better.
This is the next step.
Yeah, really.
We're not looking to put any more initials behind anybody's name. We're looking to try to save that life that might not otherwise be saved.
Yep.
And that is the goal.
Awesome.
And again, just kudos to all the guys in the department that volunteered to do this. Whenever we do Cadaver Lab next week, going to Lubbock, that entire day away from work and away from family is on their own.
Right.
They are giving that day up to go and do this training, and they get, I don't say they get nothing in return. There's nothing monetary that they're receiving in return for this. And my hat's off to those guys.
Well, and I mean, what they're, really when they go and get this, the next person that has the emergency is who's getting something in return.
Exactly.
Yes. And these individuals have volunteered to do that and provide that for somebody. So that's why it's such a big deal. I'm incredibly excited about this advanced paramedic program. Joey worked incredibly hard trying to get this together. I did too.
I know.
Dr. Koenig has too. I want to say thank you to AirMed. Thank you to Shannon Medical Center.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you to Dr. Koenig. Thank you to Joey, and thank you to our administration. Without all of those people being on board, this wouldn't even get started. And I would tell you that the snowball effect of this advanced paramedic program and where this could go, just in a short period of time, just in a year, it only gets better, and it gets better for the people that we serve.
I'm hoping to come back soon on a show soon and be able to give an update on how it's going and
hopefully we can bring some of them on. I'd like to bring some of them on and let them talk about their experiences.
I think it'd be a great idea.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here with us today, and stay tuned for more to come with the Advanced Paramedic program, hopefully in the near future. So with On Scene, I'm Mason Matthews.
I'm Joey Huffman.
And we'll see you next time.
Next time.